I got it going live. We going live, y'all. Hey, everything live, y'all. Let me turn this right way. We're gonna talk a little bit. How you guys doing out there in the world? You guys know it's EB Crypto, Family Cash Machine, and I've been on the scene for a while doing this cryptocurrency, teaching a lot of people. Um, I'm so grateful that I was able to have the patience to learn this. And right now I have a special offer just for 10 people. That's it. We're only going to take 10 people, personal training for 10 people. I don't have the time to just teach so many people one on one. One on one is the best kind of learning you're going to get. Let me cover my guns up a little bit. I'm losing a little weight because I got a little too big there. So I've been doing a lot of walking. Walking is one of the best exercises you can ever do. I mean, running is a faster way to lose weight, but it's rough on the knees. You know, I played football growing up, ran track, and once you get over 40, you got to be kind of careful on them knees. You know, my knees are great, but I don't want to put a whole lot of pouncing on my knees. So walking might take a little longer, but it's definitely more healthier on your knees and joints from all that pounding on the concrete. It might be better if you run it on grass or a trail or something. That might be a little better, but still, if you're overweight and you pounding and pounding and pounding on them knees, it's not good. So today I'm talking about the one-on-ones that I'm doing. I started this venture a while ago to pretty much help average Americans, mainly my peers, because as you guys know, cryptocurrency is not well understood by a lot of people. It's just kind of like something that people don't really get. I think the reason most of us missed it in the beginning, when it first started in 2008, was because it's programmer language. It was a programmable digital, not really money, but it's a product that could be used as money if you understand what money is and how money works. It has a lot of the characteristics as money. Money is a few things. It's a unit of exchange, something you can use to exchange goods and services. It's divisible. It can be divided into different parts. Like you could divide a dollar into quarters, into dimes, into nickels, and as well as into pennies. It's the same with crypto. Crypto has about 100 million different parts. Like a Bitcoin could be divided into 100 million parts. So just because Bitcoin is 100,000 right now doesn't mean you can't buy $10 worth, $10 worth, $10 worth. Because like I told you guys before, I bought like, well, in 2008, no, excuse me, 2016, I was doing a lot of webinars for people, just to get them on board, to teach people about how crypto works. And I gave out about 50 different $10, not all at once, but over a course of three years, I gave away quite a few $10 worth of Bitcoins, which was $250 at that time was a Bitcoin. The whole Bitcoin was $250. Go look, you can go. Don't take my word for it. Just go back and look. 2016, how much Bitcoin was? It was like $250. So $10 would represent 0.4%. If you go right now on a Bitcoin converter and do 0.4%, that's like $3,800. Dang. So there's no excuse for nobody to say they can't afford it. You can buy bits and pieces of it. But again, this particular video is about the one-on-ones that I'm going to be doing. I taught over 600 people in this industry. Quite a few of them are very successful and have bought not just Bitcoin, but different cryptocurrencies. I have one of my students now. He just goes around and teach rich people. A lot of rich people he takes as his personal clients, and he learned from me. And he's doing one-on-ones with these super rich people, and they're paying him for the knowledge because although they have all this money, they still don't understand this technology. They still don't understand how it quite works. It's not just about Bitcoin going up, going down, going up, going down. That's only one little aspect of the industry. The public really have not yet found its value. Okay, I did a video earlier today talking about value versus price, and so many people are looking at price, but they don't understand value. Value is something that precedes price, and usually, sometimes value and price is different. The value could be under the price, or sometimes the value could be over the price. So right now, I think that most cryptos, the price has not reached the value of it. And we won't really know the value. Most of you guys won't understand the value until something really bad happens. And what I mean by that is, one of the things that can protect you if you got crypto, like I'm here in Los Angeles, and most people already seen the Big U, Rolling 60, the big Rico case with Big U, Daryl Henley, and they did a big sting operation, locked up a guy. They got a whole sting operation on several guys that they claim was racketeering or whatever. All those guys, their assets is gone. If any assets they got is being frozen. I don't condone, doing criminal activity or crime, whatever. I don't have anything to do with that case. I don't know if they're going to be convicted or not. They're innocent until proven guilty. But my point is, anything that you have in the digital world is anonymous. It's yours. Nobody can confiscate it. Nobody can take it. That's a really strong bonus to have when you're in a world where banks could freeze your assets, IRS could call the bank, freeze your assets, this franchise tax boards of any state can call the bank, freeze your access, governments can freeze your assets, excuse me, I'm getting tongue twisted, assets, lawyers can freeze your assets, child support can freeze your assets. There's multiple different things that can happen. I've seen guys get their assets frozen from child support, and it was a mistake. They were paying their child support, but it was just a big headache they had to go through for months and months and months to get it released. So these are the type of things that crypto could protect you from. Imagine 80% of your wealth or whatever you have. So like say you got 30, 40,000 in the bank. I mean, average person, don't have savings today, but I'm just saying, let's say you had 30, 40,000 in the bank, and 80% of it was in a digital cryptocurrency world that you control, and no bank can freeze, no government can freeze. In fact, nobody even knows you have it. There's a lot of power in that. And this is what I saw in cryptocurrency when I first started to learn this industry. One of the things that attracted me as a real estate appraiser, I study value. I am trained to determine value. I'm trained to estimate value. And not only did I do residential, but I was trained to do commercial. Now, these are two different animals. It's almost like a monkey and an elephant. I mean, they're two different animals. Houses are relatively easy for me to determine the value because you just get 3 other houses, the same neighborhood, pretty much the same conditions, same bedrooms, same square footage, and you can kind of come up with an estimated value of the square footage versus each bedroom. It's pretty easy. But when you're doing commercial restaurants, it's so many diversity of commercial properties, coming up with that value is a little more complicated. So this is where my journey started to really become an expert in value. And I saw in the cryptocurrency industry value. I didn't understand all of the dynamics of the technology, but I understood the principles of value that it would add to the public. Now, one of those values would be the like I said, not being able to confiscate your stuff, or no entity, no bank, no government being able to confiscate or put a lien or freeze your asset. That's a strong characteristic. Also, the other valuable principle that I saw was there was over 2 billion people in the world right now, it might be a little bit more, that don't have banking for whatever reason. They don't have access to banking. I lived in Dominican Republic for 4 years. I got a daughter there. And I met a young man I kind of took a liking to. I kind of like took him under my wing. He was about 8 or 9 years old. This young man didn't even know his birthday. He knew his month, but he didn't know the day he was born because his parents were so poor. They didn't want him to be anticipating gifts every year. What? So I kind of took that young man under my wing. I took him to the mall. He had never been on an escalator in his life. Again, he didn't know his birthday. So how can he actually set up a bank account if he probably doesn't have an identification number? I mean, it's a lot of different things that banks require around the world for you to have a bank account. So 2 out of the 8 billion people in the world, over 2 billion people in the world, for whatever reason, don't have access to banking. So I saw that as a problem. And in business, in my business classes that I take or took, I haven't had a business class in a while, but in the business classes that I took in the course of becoming a commercial appraiser, they always talk about problems. And any problem that you find a solution to could possibly be a great way to make money. And so I thought that was a huge problem in the world. 2 billion people in the world don't have access to banking. But with crypto, all they need is a gadget, a phone, or iPad or a pad, some kind of pad, or a computer. Any kind of digital device allows them to automatically be incorporated in transactions. I thought that was very valuable. So this, again, like I said, most people right now still don't understand the value and the different principles and attributes that crypto and blockchain technology has that could add so much value and solve so many problems around the world other than just, oh, it goes up and it goes down. Now, mind you, this is one of the best times in the history to buy crypto because crypto has been on a downslide for the last 2.5, 3 years. It's not going to always stay down. This is the best time ever to buy crypto because when it starts going up again, that's when everybody is going to try to get in. When crypto starts to go up and the news is talking and, oh my God, Bitcoin is at an all-time high. It's at $200,000 and Ethereum is at $10,000. When these cryptocurrencies hit their all-time highs again and the bull market starts to begin again, it happens in cycles. Every 4 or 5 years, this happens. So when this happens again, everybody's going to rush to crypto because they buy the news, see? But the money, the millionaires are being made right now in the down market. There's a story I shared with the public about the Rothschilds and how Baron Rothschild, when they first got started, the European market crashed because of Napoleon. Napoleon was invading England or whatever, and it caused so much of a hysterical event in the markets. A lot of the markets crashed in Europe, and Baron Rothschild would buy up some of the stocks. Well, not some, but he bought like several stocks. He bought all of them. And everybody was like, what are you doing, man? It's crashing. Everybody is running from the market. He said, when it's bloody, buy. When it's bloody, meaning when it's red. So he started to buy. And the British Empire looked at it as, oh my God, he's saving our market. He's keeping the market from crashing. Because as the market was crashing, he was buying. And he kept certain industries from totally crashing by buying them at their all-time low and bringing the price up just a little bit, keeping it from totally crashing. And he was rewarded and awarded as a hero. But guess what? When the Napoleon got defeated and the markets came back, he was the one, Baron Rothschild, that went around to all the investors and go, oh my God, the markets are going to bounce back now because Napoleon's gone. And he spread this rumor intentionally. The markets are going to bounce back now because Napoleon's gone. The only reason the markets crashed because Napoleon took over. And everybody was like, oh yeah, this is the reason why we left the market, because we thought Napoleon was going to take over. When Napoleon is now captured, and now the markets are going to bounce back. He spread this intentional hysteria of, oh my God, the markets are going to come back now. They're at their lowest. And people started to buy all the stocks that he already bought while they were at the low, when everybody was running. And he became one of the richest men in the world. That's the beginning of his story, before he sent his sons out to these different central banks. Like most of you guys know his story from the time he sent his sons out, his 5 sons out to become central bankers. But before that, he made his money with hype and basically buying the low, buying when the market was bloody. Right now, if you look at the cryptocurrency market, it's bloody. It's red, 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 red. Everything's red. And it's been a bearish market for the last 3 years now. But like I told you, if you study Bitcoin and crypto, every 4 years when they have the halvening, Bitcoin halves, meaning the production of it halves. You can only produce, like when it first started, there was about 50 blocks that you can produce on your computer. Then as your computer, not you, but as your computer solved these algorithms, it became harder and harder and harder. So then after 4 years, the way the algorithms are made, the production of them cut to 25 blocks after 4 years. So there was less production. Then you needed these big computers to solve these algorithms. Then after that, they went down to 12. I think now they're down to 6. Yeah, I think they're down to 6 now. 6 blocks. So because the production cuts and the demand grows, the price goes up. So there's several things. That's just Bitcoin. I'm not going to show you guys too much about Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is not the one where you're going to make all your money right now. I know several coins that's pennies in a dollar that you can purchase right now, 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, for relatively a little bit of money where the average working person can afford it. I'm talking about $2,000, $3,000, not all at once. You know, right now, I know a coin right now with probably about 3,000, you'll have 100 million of them. Okay, think about this. 200 here, 200 there, 200 there. I got 100 million, but I bought them not all at one time. I bought them like, it took like a year time to get 100 million, but I was only doing 100 here, 200 there, 100 here. You know, every other week, every couple of weeks, I was doing 100 here, 100 there. Now I got 100 million. What's going to happen when that coin hits a penny? I got $1 million just on that little $3,000. So this is very doable for people. And why would that coin reach a penny? Because it has functionality. It has a function. It has a value. It does something. It has a function that it actually has a purpose. It does something that's going to create value. Now, I don't want to get too much into the technology. I'm just telling you guys, there is so much money to be made in this industry right now, and I didn't want to see my people miss out. But trust me, the little few 10 people I'm taking in right now is not gonna make or break me. Trust me, it's just not. Especially the low amount that I'm giving up information that would literally cost you thousands of dollars, and I'm not charging nowhere near that. Trust me, it's a couple $100, because it's not about the money right now. It's about me giving you the information. The only reason I have a charge of a few $100s is because it's my time. You know, I still got to spend my time with you. I'm talking about one-on-ones. And if you know anything about one-on-one education, it's the best type of knowledge you can get when you get a person's full attention and you have his full time and you can study one-on-one. And this is one of the best ways to learn, because one of the reasons the school system is so bad right now is, like, when I went to school years and years ago, I don't want to give up my age, it was like maybe 18 students in a class. Now they're up to like 50, 60 students per class, which makes it very difficult for a teacher to teach, because you got 40 or 50 different individuals who learn different, who retain knowledge different. Okay, everybody doesn't retain knowledge the same, and everybody doesn't have the same aptitude and the same level of intelligence. So it's pretty complicated to teach all these diverse, different cultures and different languages. Because now you got a lot of different Spanish speaking Latin people in America. It's so difficult to teach these different cultures and these different aptitudes and levels of accepting. So what they do, they just pound them with information and tell them to take it home to their parents. That's basically what they do. Because I caught the tail end of that with my kids. Basically, I'm like, why am I doing all this homework? I went to school already. Because the teacher didn't have time to do it. That's why they're giving you all this homework for your kids to go home with. They want you to do the work because the teachers can't teach all these kids. But when you got the one-on-one, see, that's the best way to learn. So my nephew, he went to college at 12 and he graduated with a master's at 17. And a lot of people were like, oh my God, he's a genius. He might be smart, but I think it's more so that my sister homeschooled him. And she taught him one-on-one. He had that one-on-one time to where he could ask questions, get questions answered at his own speed. He could read and complete the lessons and then have to wait for the rest of the class. So I'm not going to say he's not smart, but I think it was more so the one-on-one. And I think all of us could excel at that level if we have a one-on-one type of training. Okay? So this is what I'm offering right now. Just 10 students, one-on-one, because I'm not going to have time probably next month, the next month, and the next month, because I'm getting busier and busier with other things I'm doing. But I'm very passionate about teaching people this because I see blockchain technology as one of the greatest exchanges of wealth ever in the history of the world because it has the ability to disrupt money. I'm going to say that again. Blockchain technology has a capability of disrupting money. And to give you an example of what I'm talking about, okay, now, when I grew up, we had these record stores, and we would go and buy records. And most of these record stores were ma and pa owned stores. You know, these were family businesses. All over the neighborhood there were record stores, and a lot of them were owned by different families. And we would go in there and physically buy records. Well, guess what? Those are gone. Why? Because of Napster first, and then digital downloads with, you know, iPhones and streaming and all this stuff. It just took those industries out of records and CDs. But guess what? That's a disruption. That's a major disruption. But what I'm learning, and I've learned in economics, is whenever there's a disruption, that revenue from the record industries did not disintegrate. Only thing it did is exchange hands. It went from the record stores to the Napsters and the digital stuff. So the same thing with Blockbuster. I could say the same thing. It was a Blockbusters all over the place. I used to go rent movies, and there was a couple of places I used to rent movies from, videos, VHS movies, and they were just mom and pa little stores that had, you know, in my neighborhood, and me and my daughters used to go and rent movies on the weekends. Those are gone. Netflix and all the digital streaming replaced that. So what happened to all those Blockbusters? I mean, it was Blockbusters and another big one, but it was a lot of different video places. They even had the red machines all over the place. All those are gone. So what happened to all that money in the movie industry? Did it disintegrate? Did it disappear? No. It just transferred hands. See, disruption doesn't mean disintegrate the income. It doesn't mean to destroy that income. Disruption means that there's an exchanging of wealth. That's basically what it means. So we're having the same thing with crypto. Crypto has the ability to actually disrupt money. I got chills when I said that because money is one of the most voluminous products in the world, meaning that there's like maybe a couple 100,000 currencies in the world. It's like so many currencies in the world. It's crazy. And so when you have a product that has the ability to disrupt physical money, whoa, 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 whoa. I think there's something like $6 trillion a day traded just on Forex. 6 trillion a day just in Forex. We're not talking about all the other corporations, all this other stuff going on in the world, Fortune 500. We ain't talking about stocks. We ain't talking about none of that. We just talking about just Forex, just the currencies on the Forex exchange. $6 trillion a day. So when you talk about money, you're talking about major, major, major disruption. That was one of the reasons I wanted to come into crypto, because I saw this having that kind of value where it could disrupt money. Give me an example how it can disrupt money. Let's say, for instance, that the trucking industry. I'm giving somebody an idea right now. The trucking industry, this is a dangerous idea, because the trucking industry is basically controlled by the Teamsters, Mafia, and all kind of unions. So it's very dangerous to do what I'm saying, but I'm just making an example. Let's say the trucking industry decided they're going to come up with their own cryptocurrency, and they're going to use that currency for exchange of services and goods. When trucks go out and pick up something, that they will pay them in a certain cryptocurrency. Okay, now that cryptocurrency is not money, but it has value, because now we're talking about all this freight all around the country being exchanged for this certain cryptocurrency, which will give that currency value. Okay, now also we have a situation where the truckers won't have to use a broker. They can use the blockchain, meaning, like, for instance, you got Uber. Uber is a app, and it disrupted the cab company, because now drivers can go to this app. The problem with that app is it's on a centralized server, and so there's owners of the company, so it's still centralized. Okay, the owners of the company allow other people to use the app, so they're kind of like becoming contractors. Okay, now imagine you don't have those owners. Imagine it's not a server. Imagine it's on the blockchain, a DApp, a decentralized app, which means it would be an app that's on networks. Anybody with a phone can connect to that network. There's no server. Anybody with a phone can connect to that network, and there's thousands and thousands and millions of connections. There's no centralized place for anybody to hack, but anybody can get access to that network. That means now we didn't cut the middleman out, the broker. Wow. These are the kind of things I'm gonna teach you. Now you didn't cut out the broker. You didn't cut out Uber. Uber makes money, and then they pay the drivers. Okay, that's kind of like a subcontractor in a sense, but Uber makes the money because they got the server, because they got the information. They let you share their data, but they control the money. See that? But if you had, let's say, for instance, Uber on a trip for $100, they gave you $25. They kept $75. If you don't have no Uber, if you just had an app for truckers that was a decentralized app, and there's no owner of that app, it's on the blockchain, it has a cryptocurrency. Damn. Now whoever connects gets the whole $100. So they can say, you know what, I'm not going to charge the freight $100. I'm not going to charge the rider of this I'm picking up $100. I'm going to charge them $75. Now the driver just made 3 times more than he would have made with Uber, with a centralized app on a DApp for freight. Now he's making more money because he's not paying the broker. See how that works? This is the kind of disruptions that's coming with crypto. A lot of industries are going to be disrupted. In 2021, there was a meeting in Davos. Davos is where all the multi-billionaires, millionaires meet up. Once a year, they have this economic summit with some of the top billionaires in the world. In 2021, it was said in Davos that blockchain technology has the ability to disrupt over $867 trillion worth of business. Oh my God. You can't even fathom that number. That was in 2021. Now it could be into in the quintillions or the quintillions. A number I have never used. And maybe when I was in kindergarten, I'm gonna be a quintillion. I probably used that number when I was a kid or something, but I've never used that number. And all the economic stuff I've been involved in life, I've never used that number. Like I said, with the exception of, in kindergarten when I was, talking about I'm gonna be a quinzillionaire. But today, 2025, that $867 trillion that Davos, the economic summit, said that blockchain has the capability of disrupting, today could be 1.4, 1.5 quintillion, a number you can't even fathom. This is the kind of disruptions. Now, remember what I said about disruption. Disruption doesn't mean that 867 trillion or that 1.4 quintillion disintegrates. It's just going to exchange hands. Wouldn't you like to be one of the ones on that side, just to be able to grab some of that wealth, to grab 1 million, 5 million, 10 million, 100 million of that? Wouldn't you like to be one of those ones that position yourself for what I'm calling one of the greatest exchanges of wealth ever in the history of the world? It's getting ready to happen right now. It's been happening. It started with the internet. The internet produced some of the richest people in the world. Now we're going into Web 3, which is decentralization. I'm preparing people for that. I'm getting people mindset ready for that. And I'm getting people in a position to be able to receive that and position themselves and their families for what I'm calling generational wealth. Generational wealth can be created in the next 5 years with a lot of people who position themselves in the right position. So again, this is the kind of information you're getting in this one-on-one with me. I'm going to leave a link, email or something under this video for those that are interested to get in touch with me, because this is the month I'm going to be training 10 people. I'm going to give you so much information on which coins you should be getting and how they're going to blow up, and I'm going to give you the functionality of these different coins and how they're valuable. So I'm going to teach you the value of these coins, not the price. Okay? We want the price low right now. The price is low, but the value of these coins are unsurmountable. It's an unsurmountable amount of value that some of these coins represent in the world, in the problems in the world today. And I'm going to give you the ideas of how to create your own cryptos and whatever it is you're trying to do. You can create your own crypto. I'm going to show you how to do that as well. But I'm going to show you guys how $50, $100, $75, and you keep doing this over the next course of the next year or two could surmount into millions of dollars if you do it right. See, when crypto first started, when Bitcoin first started, there's stories of people who bought $79 worth of Bitcoin. It was one student in Norway somewhere. He bought $79 worth of Bitcoin for a school project, and he forgot about it. 4 or 5 years later, he heard Bitcoin, 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 and he looked at his wallet. It was worth $800 and some thousand, just $79. I just told you the $10 that I gave away back in 2016, $10 was 0.4 Bitcoin. I must have gave out at least 50 of those 0.4s. And it's a joke right now with some of the family capture team members. I'll call them and say, hey man, send me back my 0.04 Bitcoin. And they be like, no, EB, well, I'm going to send you back $10 because you gave me $10. But today, that 0.04 Bitcoin represents $3,700. Damn, I'm going to say that again. When I gave away $10 to an individual, and I gave about 50 individuals, not all at one time, but I did webinars every day for 3 years for free. And I would give away $10 worth of Bitcoin. Bitcoin was $250 then, which represented in a decimal 0.04 Bitcoin. If you go right now at $100,000 per Bitcoin and go to any converter and put 0.04 Bitcoin, that's about $3,800, $3,900 right now. Matter of fact, let me do it right now, because the price of Bitcoin changes constantly, and I want to make sure I'm giving you guys the right number on this video. What better time to do it than on this video, because I want it to be accurate. I gave away $10 at $250 a Bitcoin, which represented 0.04. I can't make this stuff up, okay? got several people right now that can attest that I gave them $10. They probably spent the money by now. They didn't save it, of course. But let me look at the Bitcoin chart. All you got to do is Google. You just go to Google. This is what I do. I go to Google, hit Google, and then I'll go, let me see, BTC versus USD. And then a converter comes up, 104,000. Then it'll say one Bitcoin, 104,961. Just go to the top where it says BTC and put 0.04. 41. Man, I was wrong. That's $4,100. That $10 that I gave away back then is worth $4,198 right now at this time of this video. Damn. If I would only know. But knowing what I know now, I've been in this industry almost 10 years now. Well, 2016, yeah, almost 10 years. So I've seen a lot. I've seen the scams. I've been scammed. I've made money. I've built apps. I've built websites. I've built softwares. Not me, but my team have, because I work with a lot of developers. But I've done a lot in this industry, and I've seen a lot in this industry. So with that experience, I'm teaching people now, and I'm taking in 10 students to give them the game. The stuff that I've learned over the last 9 years is invaluable. Because remember, this industry ain't been out that long. So I'm damn near an expert in this industry, because you only got, 2008 since the industry started. Nobody was doing Bitcoin 2008, 2009, 2010. Nobody. I don't think Bitcoin got to be a $1 until the Silk Road. Whenever the Silk Road started, that's when Bitcoin became $1, because people were using the Silk Road. They were using Bitcoin on the Silk Road. The Silk Road was a website. If most people don't know, I'm not talking about the Chinese Silk Road. I'm talking about the website called the Silk Road. Ross Ulbricht is out now. He's got pardoned by President Trump. I went to a fundraiser in Las Vegas 2018, 2019. I went to a convention it was a fundraiser for this guy, but he started this website where people were buying guns, drugs, all kind of stuff, but he wasn't doing anything illegal. He built the website, and the people who participated in illegal activity, he had nothing to do with them. He just built the website on the dark web, and everybody used Tor. Tor is a VPN, which everybody uses VPNs now. But that was one of the first VPNs that hides your address, your IP address. And he used Tor. He created the website, and people purchased items using Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is anonymous. Nobody knows who you are. So this is what allowed Bitcoin to get its first value. Now, I'm not knocking anybody from buying, marijuana or whatever you do. That's your business. I don't think government should be able to stop you from buying marijuana if you want to buy marijuana. If you want to buy, prostitution, that's your business. I don't think government should have any say-so in that, as long as it's not child pornography or whatever. But, this website, they sold ivory from Africa, all kind of different stuff that might have been black market stuff. And it was sold on the website. It was called the Silk Road. This is what gave Bitcoin its first value. But it proved that there is a demand for a medium of exchange, something you can use to exchange goods and services other than US dollars or pesos or marks or francs or euros or whatever. There's a demand for an object, an asset that can be used as money. It's a demand for that. And it's also a demand for an object to be used in transactions that don't require your information. This is another reason why I decided to do crypto, because I saw the world heading towards the New World Order. I saw the world heading towards this decentralized, digital, controlling, I can't say that word, totalitarianism regime, authoritarianism, and totalitarianism regime. I saw the world headed towards that. Okay, and that's we still headed towards that. And I want to say the name on here to get my video shut down, but that whole pandemic that we had should have showed you guys how top-down control can happen, like that. They can just lock everybody up like that, tell you can't come outside, give you a curfew, have tanks in the streets, and give you a certain currency that you got to use that they know every move you make. And that's what's going on right now with this CBDC. The centralized digital bank currency is just that. And they starting off, they have to first give everybody these IDs, this digital ID. So once they give you the digital ID, which they start now they can have your medical records, they can have your criminal record, your educational record, your credit, and your banking all on one file. It makes it so easy for them to control you because now any and everything you're trying to do is just boom. So when you swipe your card, boom, everything is there. It's dangerous. It's very dangerous for governments to have that kind of power to do that because now if they can control, let's say for instance, they come up with their own CBDC, they're going to come up with a digital currency. It's not crypto. They're going to call it crypto, but it's really a digital currency. It's not, it may even be blockchain, but it's a centralized blockchain. It's a difference. This is why you got to learn with me, the difference, because you can be tricked. You can be hoodwinked to believing that this digital currency is an actual cryptocurrency, and it's not. Crypto comes from the word cryptography, encrypted. Okay, and this gives you anonymity. It makes you anonymous. Okay, so all you are is a number, But their digital currency is going to have all your data connected to every purchase that you make, so they can actually say they can go to the Chinese system of social credit. And I've been studying this social credit system in China. It's basically not credit like we have credit where they credit you something. No, the social credit is based on your behavior. So if you have somebody who, say for instance, like Tory Lanez that said some things about the record industry that they don't like, Michael Jackson that said some things about the music industry that they don't like, you have some persons like Taraji P. Henson that said something about the acting pay that they don't like, they can hit one button and cut her off from spending any money. They can hit one button because they got all her data in one card. That's dangerous. This is social credit. If you act right in society, then we'll let you do this and let you do that. They can say, you know what? We don't like how you talking on YouTube, Eric Brent, and giving these people all this information of economics. We're going to freeze you from traveling for 2 years. I can't do nothing. I can't purchase a ticket because all my banking is a digital currency on a centralized server that they control. That's dangerous. This is very threatening to our freedoms, very threatening to our liberties, very threatening. Okay, because nothing you do in the world is not led by a transaction. Meaning everything you do is led by a transaction. For instance, if I get in my car and drive right now, I got to go get some gas. If I want to go to Dominican to see my daughter, I got to go buy a ticket. Anything that I do, if it's led by a transaction. So if they control every single transaction, they can stop me from doing a lot of things. But if I got some assets that's not in this centralized system that other people in the black market will accept, I can still do transactions outside of the matrix. That's the value and power that crypto got. It keeps people free. It keeps people from being in that quote unquote market to beast system that's coming. Oh, it's coming. And even the European bank, the European Central Bank, made an announcement last year. What's her name? Christine, I forget her name. Christine Ugal or something. I can't forget her. I can't remember her last name. I'm butchering her name. But just look up European Central Bank. They already made the announcement. They coming out with the centralized digital bank currency. They're coming out with a European version of a centralized bank digital currency, CBDC. They're coming out with it. It's coming out. And now I'm here in California. They're really pressing everybody to get their digitized ID. Matter of fact, last time I went to the DMV last week, they was like, "Oh yeah, we'll give it to you free. Oh, we'll give it to you." See, they want to give that to everybody so they can they can't pull off this centralized digital bank currency, the CBDC, which is really the mark of the beast. They can't pull that off until they give everybody this digital ID. So one of the reasons you want to learn, not me. No, let's get off of me. Well, I learned. These are the things I saw as value. These are the things you should see as value. Let me flip the script here, because I don't want everybody to think, oh, that's what he sees as value. No, this is things that you need to see as value, because these are things that's going to affect you. I'm already set up. I'm already in the game. I'm already set up to move and maneuver whatever happens in the world. I'm giving you this information so you don't get stuck in the matrix and can't get out. I'm giving you this information so you can make transactions without always using the mark of the beast. I don't think nobody's going to be able to not use it. I think we all going to have to use it to some degree, but I'm not going to have every one of my transactions tied to a centralized system. No. I want to reserve some freedom for myself and my family to move accordingly how I need to move. Okay? So this is why I want to give it to the people. I want to teach people this. It's not about always making money, because I can charge thousands and thousands of dollars for what I'm teaching you. Trust me, nobody's giving you what I'm finna give you. It's just not available. I've seen so many cryptocurrency classes, one-on-one. They give you just a little one-on-one base. They're not telling you the nitty-gritty. They're not giving you the dirty. I'm like old dirty bastard. I'm going to give it to you raw. I'm going to give it to you all the way from the central banks, the beginning of the central banks, the history of money, money versus currency. I'm going to give it to you all. You're going to get the nitty-gritty of it. The G20, the G7, whatever. You're getting all of that. You're going to understand it to its fullest. I'm taking it from the highest level to the baby level. I'm going to make a baby understand this. And you're not only going to be able to learn how to move, but you're going to learn how to thrive. No matter what happens in this world, you're going to learn how to thrive with this information. So this is what I'm offering. I'm going to continue to talk about this every day. I'm going to do at least one video a day, getting students to come. Because, to be honest with you guys, I mean, of course I want to give this to the African-American community, because I feel like everybody has stole from us. Everything is stole from us. I'm realizing the first car was an African-American. I'm realizing that the way you can see me now on the internet was done by an African-American woman, a black lady. She created the ability for us to see and talk on the internet. Okay? Pretty much everything that they got was stolen from us, but we are the least beneficiaries of our own products. We are the least ones to benefit from our own products. And the new technology or anything new that comes out, nobody teaches us. So this is why I made it personal, to make sure we get this. But I have so many different ethnic groups of people, Spanish, Latinos. They come to me with their credit card out and they're like, hey, how do I pay you for this information? But when it comes to my own people, I got to try to beat you over the head to give you this information. And I'm not dare would charge you what I would charge them. Not dare. I'm giving you this information because I love my people and I want to see you win and thrive, and I don't want to see you trapped. Okay? So this is why I'm giving you this. I'm taking I'm not going to just take African Americans. I'm going to be honest with you. The 10 students, anybody to recognize this and come to me. But of course, as an African American male, I want to give it to my people. This is the whole reason why I started learning this stuff, because I realized I have an ability to absorb high technical information and bring it down to a layman's level. I have that ability. I can take complex financial terminology and give it to the people on a layman's level. When I listen to the central bank, Lagarde, her name is Christine Lagarde, that came to me. She's the president of the European Central Bank. And when I listen to, the SEC and these different individuals, it's boring as hell. I mean, they got a degree in boreology. They bore you to death. They train to bore you because they don't want you to know about money. I have an ability to sit there through their boredom and pick out all of this intellectual mumbo jumbo that they use, that they don't have to use, but they use it to throw you off. And I take all that high technical financial terminology and I bring it all the way down. Oh man, you know what? Quantitative easing, all them formulas they gave you, the only thing quantitative easing really means is they print more money. Bottom line, they print more money to ease the economy or to try to, do what they call a bailout. They print more money. It's just that simple. And as a result of printing more money, it is going to create inflation. They don't tell you, well, inflation is this amount, and they don't tell you how inflation is created. And inflation is basically created by them printing more money. They printing more money. Right now, they're printing $240 billion a day. $240 billion a day they're printing, which is about 26,000 containers of money a year. Damn. That's how much money they print. And every time they do this, it devalues the money that you have. It's simple law of supply and demand. If you got a little bit of that product, the price of that product is high if the demand is high. If you got a lot of that product, we're talking about American dollars. If you got a lot of that out, a lot of dollars out, okay, and the demand is diminishing because people are trying to get away from using the dollar, then the value goes down. Saudi Arabia decided they wasn't going to renew their contract with us to make everybody use U.S. dollars for oil no more. So the demand is diminishing. China and Russia now, they trading each other with each other's money. They got their own system now where they don't have to use the Swift code system. They're using their own system now to where they can trade and settle trade with their own currency. They wasn't doing that. Okay? China still has to use US dollars right now, but they slowly getting out of using the dollar. And we still print. So lower demand, more supply means lower price. This is why you get an inflation. This is why it looks like things are going up. Okay? And you go to the store, you're like, damn, it's that high? It's not really the truth. Okay? What I want to say is we have been taught backwards. And this is why I was telling you I'm going to give you guys this information, not just about crypto. I'm going to give you guys the economics, how this stuff really works, okay? The money and the products are not going up, okay? Groceries are not going up. The value of the dollar is going down. See that? That's really what's happening. The value, the spending and purchasing power of a dollar is diminishing. The price of an object appears to go up because you need more of that same money to do the thing you were doing. That's what inflation is. They really should call it deflation. Deflation of the value of the dollar. Okay? That's really what's happening. And it's a result of printing money. Well, guess what? With cryptocurrencies, you can't just print them. I'm going to start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, there's only 21 million of them in the world. That's it. Finito. No más. Nada. Capiche. Whatever you want to say. It's done. So you got 21 million from its inception, from the beginning of crypto. When Bitcoin started, it started with 21 million. And when it ended, it ended with 21 million. That's it. And so the way it works right now, there's 19 million of them already out, distributed. It'll be 2,000, listen to this fact, 2140 before the last Bitcoin is created. So that means there's only 2 million left to be created for mining. This is why it costs so much money to be a miner. I wouldn't suggest to nobody to try to do no mining right now. That game is over with. You need literally hundreds of millions of dollars just to set up a plant to do all this mining and all. It's just not worth it right now. That's burned out. But there's so much money in the cryptocurrency industry because Bitcoin is just the grandfather, but it's not the only one. It's the one that started it all, but its technology is not even today. The technology is a has been. An example. Could you imagine a Harry T. Ford, the original Henry T. Ford car right now would probably cost you $1 million, $2 million, whatever. I don't know. It's pretty up there. If you have an original first car, the value of it will probably be, let's say, $3 million. But the functionality of the car, probably you got to probably get up, crank it. Suspension is probably crap. It probably rides like an old buggy. So the performance and the functionality is terrible. You can get a Lamborghini for $300,000 at 1/10 of the cost of a Model T or whatever that the first car that was made. The Lamborghini performance and functionality is way excels that of that Model T, but you're paying for the antiquity. You're paying for the original. You're paying for the brand. Okay? You're not paying for functionality. That's how I can explain Bitcoin. Bitcoin, you're paying for the brand, you're paying for the antiquity, but the functionality is crap. It take you forever to get a Bitcoin transaction. You do a Bitcoin transaction, you might be waiting 30 minutes for that transaction. That doesn't work in the world of transactions. If you go to the grocery store and you spend Bitcoin and you got to stand in line and wait 10 minutes for that transaction to clear, that's obsolete. It's not going to work. Credit cards work faster than that. Bank transactions work faster than that. It's not going to work. So what I'm saying to you, they got cryptos now like Pulse Chain. They got Tron. They got different coins that boom in seconds that transaction is finished. Confirmations on the blockchain is done. So again, like I said, Bitcoin was the grandfather. It opened the door for the technology and taught us there is a bigger technology called blockchain technology that undergirds Bitcoin, and it has the ability to do so many other things. And now this is where we're at now. We're exploring these different avenues with these different coins like smart contracts, decentralized autonomous organizations where you don't even need a corporation no more. You got smart contracts that execute themselves. I mean, it's a lot now. And these different coins represent these different functionalities. And that's why I'm telling you, you need to explore this because these are attributes of value that the public need right now. Could you imagine not even needing an attorney no more? Could you imagine having a smart contract that executes itself? And you don't need the attorney, cutting out the middleman, disrupting the attorneys, saving you money, and executing your contract without negotiation. It's automatically written in the code. Damn. This is the kind of stuff that crypto's gonna do. This is the kind of stuff it can do, that it's doing. It's way more than just up and down. Oh, today it's 100,000. Oh, today it's way more than that. That's why I say position yourself now. Learn this now. Start getting in position. Start buying these coins at pennies of a dollar. Start buying them real cheap. So when the people find out all the stuff I'm telling you, they'll be like, oh, damn, I can do this with that. I can do this with that. You already sitting on a bunch of them going, yeah, you sitting like Rothschild going, yeah, go ahead. Oh, it's the time. Crypto's here. Oh, it's time for you to use this. It's time for you to use that. That's what Rothschild did. And when everybody saw the value, oh man, yeah, Napoleon's gone. We can start buying again. You already in position. And they buying from you. See that? You in position. So this is what I'm saying to you guys. I'm very adamant, excited even, to train you. Get with me. Be one of the first ones to get with me in the private, one-on-one. I taught a lot of people already. I mean, like 600 people. I used to teach webinars. I did webinars for 3 years straight. I had my own course called the Family Cash Machine for about 4 or 5 years, where we taught hundreds of people. Myself, David Lyons, my other business partner, Ellis, and Ahmad Pearson, Tammy Sanders, Quisha. Can't forget my girl Quisha. What's up, Quee? Antonio and his wife, Champagne. That was my crew. And we taught hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. Hundreds of people. So now I'm seeing I got to get back on my horse. I got to get this information back out because now they're getting closer and closer to this CBDC. You don't believe me? Go Google CBDC. Go Google CBDC and then read the book of Revelations and tell me that's not the same thing. Tell me that's not the same thing. I'm waiting for you to call me. I'm going to leave a number right down here where you can call me and tell me, oh, that ain't the same thing. Trust me, it's the same thing. CBDC, centralized bank digital currency. Go Google that. Read as much as you can. Use AI. Go on AI. Go on ChatGPT and pull up what is the CBDC. And it's going to break it all the way down for you. And then go read the book of Revelations, the part where it talks about the mark of the beast. Talk about you can't purchase nothing. You can't do nothing without this. And you tell me this not the same thing. Okay? We're going to leave it at that. I ain't trying to spook you and scare you out, because I do believe in God. I believe that there's always a way out. I believe that the forces of light oversees the forces of darkness, but you got to come into the light. You got to get the knowledge, or you're going to be in the dark. It's just that simple. You got to get the light, or you're going to be in the dark. So I'm here for you guys. That video went an hour already. Again, whoever wants to contact me to learn this, I'm going to teach you this stuff. There is a cost. I think I'm probably going to charge like, I think the cost is going to be like $350, $400, something like that, $300. But you're going to get thousands and thousands of dollars worth of knowledge. I can easily charge people $3,500. No problem. $4,000, $5,000 for this information you're getting. There's people on Wall Street right now that have literally hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they don't know what to do with it. They investing in stuff that they scared right now. The stock market is unstable. They don't know what to do. And they want to learn crypto right now. They wish they knew crypto. They wish they knew how to invest their money. But I'm not working with them. I'm working with the little guys, because I see more and more people making money and becoming wealthy, but I see more and more and more people becoming from middle class to poverty. The gap is widening. You're either going to have it or you ain't going to have it. So I want to work with those that's sliding towards the poverty level. That's who I really want to work with. I don't feel bad when I help a millionaire make more millions, but I feel better when I help somebody sliding into the abyss and sliding in a position where they're going to be in poverty and their family can't eat. I feel better helping that person. I feel better helping the person that really need it than the greedy. I want to help the needy and not the greedy. Okay? Because the people with money going to be all right. They can find all kind of things they can invest in. But the people who don't understand and caught in the middle, and they caught in a position where they're losing hope and they're losing momentum and they're losing ways to make money and don't know what's happening in the world, and the world is changing and technology is rapidly changing things to where they just getting lost, I want to work with them. Because they could make it to the other side. They can actually become wealthy in the next 4 or 5 years if they position themselves right now. I want to work with the average people. I want to work with the people that catch the most hell. I want to work with the people who was counted out, the underdogs. I've always wanted to work with the underdogs. I've always loved the underdogs. Okay? So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Like I said, I'm going to create a link under this video when I'm finished. And you guys can contact me. If you go to any one of my videos on YouTube right now, there's a link. You can contact me. You leave your email. I'll contact you. We'll get you started one-on-one. The best way to learn something is one-on-one, okay? I'm going to create classes for these different individuals. Only going to be 10, and I'm going to schedule around your time, okay? That's why I got to charge something, because it's still my time. You know, time is money. I can't just spend my time for free, but I don't want to charge a lot because I don't want to appease to the upper class people. There's people that pay me $3-4 grand. I've already been charging people $2,500, $3,500 to learn this stuff. I've already been charging that. But it's, again, I'm not worried about the money right now. I'm worried. My thing is, I'm passionate about giving the knowledge to the people who need it. And the people that need it don't have $3,500, $5,000. They don't have that. The people that really need it, they don't have that. So just for a short time, and then I'm going back up to $3,500. But right now, for a short time, I'm going to give a chance to those that can't afford the $2,500, can't afford the $3,500. I'm giving opportunity. I'm giving this information to people who really need it. And the only way I can do that is to go down on the price. I can't do it for free again because I still got to spend time with you. I'm doing one-on-ones. One-on-one is a lot of my time, and because I'm only charging $300 for knowledge that you would pay 3,000, 4,000 for. It's telling you I don't really need the money. It's not about the money. It's about me giving you the information, and you putting yourself and your family in the position where you're gonna be all right, no matter what they do. But be aware that something's coming, and something's coming really bad when it comes to money. It's coming, and it's global. It's not gonna be nowhere to escape. Okay, it ain't like, oh, I'm just gonna leave California. No, nope, nope, nope. This is global because they're starting it in Europe. They're doing it here. They're doing it in the BRICS is gonna do a digital currency. They're all doing it, and this is gonna be very, very detrimental and sinister because you're not gonna be right now. It's almost at a point where you can't do a transaction without exchanging your information. When you use your debit card, all your information is there. Not all your information, but your banking information, your address, your birth date, your social, all that's connected to your debit. But now they finna connect it all. Your medical records, your school records, your criminal record, your credit, everything gonna be connected. It's gonna be really, really, really more revealing and more controlling and more monitoring, which means more top-down control, which is not good, which is the mark of the beast. Again, Google CBDC or use Chat GPT, put in CBDC, read, it's going to give you a whole lot. Read that, and then go to the book of Revelations and read where it talks about you won't be able to buy nothing, sell nothing, do nothing without this particular, with this mark of the beast. And tell me that ain't the same. Tell me that ain't the same thing. So I'm more excited about giving people options. Giving people options and having other ways to do transactions that doesn't disclose your information, doesn't trap you, doesn't monitor you, doesn't control you, and can't confiscate. That's freedom. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, man. It's been a pleasure. I love giving this information out. I'm going to be doing more videos. I keep saying that, but I get busy. I get sidetracked. A lot of people pulling me so all kind of different ways. Like I said, there's a lot of Latinos. There's a lot of, I even had an Asian guy walk up on me, and I was eating dinner with a young lady. And he came up on me, Eric Brent. I was like, yeah. He was like, oh my God, I seen you on YouTube. Woo, woo. He wanted to give me some money. He wanted to train. He wanted to learn what I have, the information that I have. And the girl was like, damn, what's going on? Are you like a celebrity or something? It was funny. But these other ethnic groups, they recognize the value of what I have. They recognize the value and they want to pay. And I want to give it to my people. I want to give it to not just my people, but average people. People who struggling out here. People who don't know what's going on and don't know what to do and have no clue what's coming. This is the people I want to give it to. But I don't have no problem getting students. Trust me. I haven't been really marketing and people find me. And they, oh, how do I get this money to you? I have people sending me emails. How do I get this money to you? I'm ready to pay you. But the other ethnic groups, and some of them are wealthy. Some of them are well off. Because remember, I come from real estate. I worked with a lot of people that got money. When they see me giving this information, they want it. They understand the value of it. They don't mind paying me for it because they understand they're going to make real money with this information. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars they're going to learn. They're going to get from the knowledge I got. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying knowledge is power. I have the information on crypto and blockchain technology on a level of expertise that can put people with money in position to make more money. Why wouldn't they want to pay? People with money want more money. It's just where it go, But they understand value. They're not looking at price. They understand value. And then they see these individuals that call me, they got money. They see BlackRock getting in the industry. They're like, oh, shoot. They see that Fidelity getting in crypto. They're like, oh, wow, these people was talking crazy about crypto years ago, saying it was a scheme. Now they buying it. Now they see Street Smart, Streetwise. They see, what's it called? they see Vanguard, these huge hedge fund companies buying crypto. So now the people who are investors, real estate investors that I deal with, they calling me. Man, you what? They already respect my opinion because I was doing value for them on their real estate. I was doing commercial value. I was doing their tax portfolios. I was doing their management portfolios. I was doing their trust funds. I was doing appraisals for all these different functions for these guys. So they already know this guy no value. So they owe me with giving them the value of this industry. And like I said, I like making money, but I have a purpose right now. I want to, it's cool to make money, but it's better to make money when you have a purpose. When you actually are helping to impact something positive. Not saying that me helping these multimillionaires make money is not positive, but it's even more impactful when I can help average people. Does that make sense to you guys? Am I making sense? So I guess I got a heart. It's a heart, I realize that there's people that need this information. Some of the guys that I get this to, they already got money. They're going to be all right. Trust me. But I want to give it to the people. I like to see the rags to riches story. You see that? I like to see a dude that was struggling and then, he learned some things and then he turned around and he didn't change his whole life around. He didn't came from rags to riches. Not just me. I'm just a pointer. I'm going to point him the right direction. I'm going to teach you some stuff, no question. But he's going to take what I'm giving him and build on that too. He's not going to just take everything I say and then that's it. He's going to keep learning. He's going to keep growing. He's going to get other avenues of information. I might point him to I don't want to say the name. I might point him to some trust funds. I might point him, I don't want to say certain stuff here. I have to teach it in private because there's certain information that I give out, they'll delete on this. I've had videos that vanished. I told people one day on Manhattan Beach, I told people how to prevent probate. I did a 15-minute video on Manhattan Beach. It was clear. It was a baby could have understood it, how to do it. Trillions of dollars are being made. LA County, Riverside County, San Bernardino County, King County, all these counties around, Cook County, Chicago, all these counties around the country are making a killing on probate. And a lot of people don't know how to stop it. It's just a natural thing that happens and it stops generational wealth from families. And I did a video, 15 minutes, and told people how to stop probate in their family. And to pass on properties to the next. And I posted the video. I got over 400 videos. I know how to post videos. And I took down about 100 videos because I'm not doing those industries no more. That's when I was doing credit. I took a lot of those videos down. Okay? I got over 400 some videos. I know how to do a video. I did the video. I gave up the information. I watched the video on the beach. Oh, man, it was great. By the time I got home, 30 minutes later, the video was gone. Disappeared. Because I'm disrupting trillions of dollars with this information. Trillions of dollars. They're not having that. So this is why I give it to people in private sessions. See, they'll let me teach certain things in private, but certain things in public you can't teach or they're coming after you. Trust me. Trust me. I was fighting for people's homes as a real estate appraiser. I'm not going to say the names of the bank because I signed a disclosure. I signed a non-disclosure. I had 2 banks that settled with me. And then when you get in a private conversation with me, I'm going to let you know what banks they were. Settled with me. Because if I would have won in court, thousands of people would have went under that precedented case. I'm going to give you a clue. Go watch the movie The Big Short. Go watch that movie The Big Short. That's what was happening with the securitizations of deeds and notes. Notes. Actually, not the deed, but the notes. They were securitizing notes. I fought that. And I won with several banks. I won several people's property free and clear. But the Attorney General's office called me Called me, little old guy, regular old guy, right? And told me I couldn't help people fight for their homes. This is back in 2010 because I'm not an attorney. I had the banks against the wall. Boy, rope a dope. I had them. And I had to settle, sign a disclosure. People got their properties free and clear. And I had to walk away because I realized once I got a call from the Attorney General's office, it wasn't the Attorney General, but it was the Attorney General's office, Janet Napolitano's office, called me and said, you can't help people fight for their homes. You're not an attorney. And I'm saying to myself, in the midst of all this corruption I'm showing you guys, violation of Fannie Mae, violation of the deed of trust, violation of FHA, violation of the Truth and Lender Act, all kind of stuff. And you coming after me? What? That's when I realized I couldn't win. So again, what I'm saying is certain things I can't disclose on a public channel. I just can't. I just can't. But when you come one-on-one with me, that's a whole different ballgame. One-on-one. It's a private session. This is what you're getting from me. We're not going to go into all this other stuff about housing and all that. We just dealing just with decentralization, blockchain, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and how you can position yourself right now for what I'm calling one of the greatest exchanges of wealth ever in the history of the world. It's happening now. Okay? And it's going to be happening for the next 5 to 10 years. And you, no matter who you are in the world, you don't have to be a multimillionaire to position yourself to make a stupid amount of money right now. All you got to do is get the right information at the right time and put yourself in the right position. You can literally have $300, $400, $500 and end up a millionaire if you understand how this disruption is happening and how this shift is happening. This is the kind of information I'm giving you guys. I don't want to go too much farther because I'm going to keep talking about this until I get what I'm trying to get, which is students that's going to be receptive. I'm looking for people who want the knowledge, who want the information. Everybody know about crypto. A lot of people know about Bitcoin, but they don't really know. They don't really know what I'm knowing. They're not really knowing, and I can't really talk about it on public lines because my video will vanish. Trust me. My video will vanish, and if I get to telling too much online, something might happen to me, crazy. So I know what to do, what not to do. I know how to stay in my lane. But again, one-on-one, we coming for you guys, one-on-one. I see somebody says, sign me up. Okay, I'm coming for you, Bert Bangkok. We're going to get you in. Can he see our chat? Yeah, I can see the chat. I'm going to get you in, Bert. I'm going to leave a link underneath here. Like I said, if you go to any of my other videos, subscribe to my channel, like and subscribe to me right now, and you see any of my other videos, they got a link under. You got to go into content, Bert. Go underneath where it says the text, when I describe the videos, and I got a link where you can email me right now, and I can get you into the one-on-one sessions where you can get the information on how to position yourself. I'm not just telling you guys about crypto. I'm going to show you how to position yourself for real wealth. Trust me. You're going to be very, very, very astounded with the information I'm going to give you. So I went a little long, but I'm loving it. I'm passionate. I want the best for you guys. There's some really, really troubling times coming, but like I said, there's a duality in the universe. There's a yin, there's a yang, there's an action, there's a reaction, there's a cause, there's an effect, there's negative, there's positive. And this is one of the worst times ever in economic history. It's going to create the most devastating poverty ever in the world, but it's also going to create the biggest exchange of wealth ever. Think about this for a minute. In the Great Depression, more millionaires was created than ever before. They don't want to talk about that. There was more millionaires created in the Great Depression than any time in the history of America. More millionaires was created. I'm talking about mega millionaires, Rockefellers, DuPonts. I mean, we can go on and on and on. Okay? J.P. Morgans. I mean, we can go on and on and on. I can go on and on with names. But there was a huge influx of multi-millionaires created because we were shifting, and it was a huge disruption going on from the agricultural industry to the industrial industry. So those that made that shift and were the disruptors and not the disruptees, when that economic shift happened, that exchange of wealth was huge. That's what's happening again. Now, okay, we went from the industrial to the technological. Now we're going to the digital, to the blockchain. And this is going to create a huge, massive disruption. And again, those that position themselves properly will benefit in a massive way. So these are the things that you're going to learn with me. Burt Bangkok, hope you're very serious, because I'm only working with serious people. I'm not taking no prisoners. Those are serious, you got my attention. Those are serious, you're going to get everything I know. You're going to get more than what you think you're going to get. But those that's not serious, I'm just going to keep moving because I don't have time to waste. Okay, I'm really giving this to people who really want to learn, people who really want to position themselves, and really the people who can boost me, because you guys give me energy too. When I see you want to learn, and I see you adamant about learning, and you calling me, you like, hey, what about this? What about that? That gives me fire. That gives me juice. But I don't want nobody dragging me down. Okay, I'm gonna say this one time. I'm not begging nobody to learn this. I got enough information where I'm good. I don't need nobody. But I want to teach you. I want you to get it. I'm desirous. I don't want to be the only one on the other side having a gang of money. I've had money twice in my life, millions. And so I'm not new to having money. Trust me. And so I don't want to be the only one though. I enjoy helping other people. That's my satisfaction. I get satisfaction. It's not ego. It's not proud. I really like giving people. I really like teaching people. I really like helping people. That's one of the greatest satisfactions I've had in my life. It's helping people. Not making money. I've made stupid money in my life. That wasn't my greatest enjoyment. My greatest enjoyment was helping people. And so I'm not begging anybody. I'm gonna put it to you this way. If I'm on the freeway and I'm driving, this is just a metaphor. If I'm driving on the freeway and I see you doing 50 miles an hour, I'm gonna help you. I'm doing 100 miles an hour. I see you doing 30 miles an hour, I'm gonna help you. I see you on the side of the road, I'm gonna pull over and help you. We still on the road together. But I'm not getting off the freeway, going down the back alley to help Pookie and Ray Ray. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to help Pookie and Ray Ray. Pookie and Ray Ray better get their butt on the freeway. And if they're on the freeway with me, I don't care what speed they at. I don't care if their car broke down. I don't care if they ran out of gas. I don't care if the battery fell. The battery's not charged. I don't care. I'm going to help them. I'm going to help everybody that's on the freeway with me that wants to move. But nobody that's not on the freeway, this BSing around with their thumb up their butt, I'm not taking my time to help that person. But again, anybody here that's serious, that really wants help, really wants to be down and learn this stuff and be in a position that these big companies are putting themselves in right now, hey, this is the time, you guys. This is the time. This is the time. Don't wait till the market is booming and then everybody like, oh my God, crypto's booming, I want to get in. Do you know how many people call me every time crypto hits an all-time high? And I'm like, but every time the crypto is low, they call me, hey, what's going on with crypto? Man, why you only call me when it's down? Why you only call me when it's up? Some people only call me when it's up. Hey, what's going on, man? Then some people only call me when it's down, but they don't want to do anything. They just want to talk bad. Like, oh, it's doing bad right now. Okay, somebody said they just want Bitcoin, bro. No problem. I'll show you how to do Bitcoin, Bangkok Burt, because like I said, I don't know if you heard me in the beginning of this call. I used to give out $10 worth of Bitcoin, $10 worth of Bitcoin, $10 worth of Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was $250. That same $10 today is $4,100 or something, because it represented 0.04 Bitcoins. If all you want is Bitcoin, I can help you. But I'm going to be honest with you, I know some coins you're going to make way more profit than Bitcoin. So if you want to make money, Bitcoin is probably not the one. But If you just have a lot of money and you want to store your money somewhere, you're probably safer storing your money in Bitcoin than the bank. Because if Bitcoin did 100,000% in the last 10 years, ain't no bank giving you that kind of return. S&P 500 not giving you that return. Forex, none of that's giving you that return. I mean, you can be a guru trading Forex. You might make that. But most people are not gurus trading Forex. They're going to lose. They're going to win, they're going to lose. They're going to win, they're going to lose. But options, gold did like 100% in the last 10 years. Terrible. It's a terrible investment to me. 100% in 10 years. That's terrible. I'm sorry. That's terrible. Crypto did 100,000%. 100,000%. S&P 500 did 1,000% in 10 years. And that's probably the biggest gainer in the world right now. People that trade S&P 500. The S&P 500 basically makes up the top, companies that in the world, the best performing companies is the S&P 500. Well, they only did 1,000% in 10 years. Bitcoin did 100,000%. Drop the mic. Drop the mic. This is why Vanguard, BlackRock, Blackstone, Fidelity, all of them coming to the industry. Wall Street, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, all of them want to get in now. They got ETFs, they trading Bitcoin now. This is why. They're looking at numbers. Period. But I'm going to teach you more than just the numbers. So I'm going to get off the call. Hopefully I can get in touch with you, Bert, and whoever else wants to get in this. I'm only taking 10 students one-on-one. It takes a lot of my time to do one-on-one with you, but that's the best, most effective way to learn, one-on-one. The smartest students got tutors. The rich, they give their kids tutors. And that one-on-one time is the most proficient learning you ever going to get. So I'm going to give you guys the one-on-one. Again, it's like $350 I'm charging. I could charge $3,500, $4,500. I have charged that much for what I know. And I'm going to make you guys lifetime students. I want to hold your hand. You're not going to just get this one-on-one from me. You're going to have me as a lifetime coach in crypto. So if you see something out there, you can call me and say, hey, Eric, what you think about this? I don't know, man. That's a scam. Don't mess with that. I don't want to touch your money. I'm not controlling your money. I'm going to train you and teach you how you can be the top-notch person yourself. And nobody can scam you when you know. See? When you know, nobody can scam you. But if there's any, no, not $350 a month. I'm just charging $350 just one time. That's all I'm charging in Bangkok. It's just $350 one time. That's it. But it's only 10 people getting that price. That's it. After that, oh yeah, then it's going up to like, it might go up to $100 a month or $3,500 one time. But I'm just doing 10 people. I can't teach everybody at that rate. The only reason I'm charging $350 is because it's my time, man. I can't just do it for free. My time. I'm taking my time to do one-on-one with everybody. So it's not about the money right now. For the 10 people, it's not about the money. It's about the testimonies. I want you guys to have results. I want you guys to see the power of what this crypto, and I want you to see the power of what you can be in the next year, 2 years in this industry. It's powerful. It's one of the most powerful industries in the world, and they're not telling nobody about it. They're trying to make it seem like it's just, it's up, it's down. They're trying to make it seem like it's Wall Street. There's so much more. I can tell you guys right now 6 different ways to make money with crypto. Right now. There's more ways that I know, but I can tell you 6 different ways right now other than, it's up today, it's down today, it's up. So this is the kind of information you're going to get. Let me go ahead and get off the call. It's been an hour, 28 minutes. This was a long one, but this was a very important one. I've been very desirous to get back going in the cryptocurrency industry as far as teaching people. I've just been making money and helping people make money. But right now, I really want to teach people. I want to get more people in a position because this economy is going to get worse very soon. It's going to get worse. So it's time for people to learn to put themselves in positions so they won't fall off, because the middle class is drowning, and right now they're creating the economic downslide to where there's going to be rich and poor. That's it. This is going to be the middle class. So what's going to determine the middle class in the future, and believe it or not, is not going to be race. It's going to be those that know and those that don't know. Those that don't know is going to be the poverty. Those that know is going to be the ones that's going to have money. And they even now have changed some of the laws in the schooling system here in California. I think in other states, I don't know all the other states, but here in California, if you got an F in class now, they're giving you a C. Nobody's going to fail now. Nobody has to work now. They're just giving you a diploma. And you don't know nothing. You ain't passed not one class. So tell me they're not trying to dumb you down. So again, the wealthy and the poverty is going to be those that know and those that don't know. Hopefully you'll be one of those that know. So with that, I'm going to close out. You guys, it's been great. Like and subscribe to my channel. If you guys are interested, go to any one of my videos right now and click the link. There's a link underneath. When you go under the video, there's a text. And you can go underneath that text and you'll see a highlighted blue link. You can click. Give me your email. I'll contact you. Get you in. The first 10 people, that's it. I'm not taking no more than 10. After that, you're going to have to pay that full amount for whatever the course is going to cost to learn. It's not going to be no $350. I can tell you that now. But it will be worth whatever it is you're getting. I'm going to have more than just crypto. I'm going to be talking about trust funds. And I'm going to be talking about a whole lot of ways to maneuver around taxes and stuff like that. Because it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much you can save. So that's another whole nother level of money. You know, you can make millions of dollars, but if you got to pay millions of dollars in taxes, it don't mean nothing. But if you can make millions of dollars and pay 10% in taxes, now we talking. And do it legally. I'm not talking about illegally. I'm talking about knowing what you're doing. The system was created for that, but most people don't know. Most people don't know. America's a corporation. Remember that. So the system was created for wealthy people, but most of us don't know how wealthy people move. And because we don't have the money to consider ourselves wealthy, we feel like we don't need that knowledge. But you can still get the knowledge of the wealthy even though you're not wealthy. So when you become a thousandaire, a multi-thousandaire, or 100,000aire, or just 1 or 2 million, you can still maneuver like the wealthy and pay pennies on a dollar on your taxes. So we're going to show you guys all that stuff eventually. But right now, this is just solely for crypto, solely for blockchain, solely for decentralization. And this is what I'm going to be showing you guys with just this 10 students I'm taking right now. So with that, again, let me go ahead and sign off. This is EB Crypto, Eric Brent. Hope you guys have a great evening. Bye-bye.